Hello. There's people here. That's always fun. That's always fun, and I'm always a little bit surprised. But it's good to see you guys. Thanks for coming to hang out. Hey, Matrix Rabbit. It's so good to see you. Hey, congratulations on quitting smoking. That's hard. That's hard as heck. I'm rooting for you. That's awesome. It's Sandy Wandy. It's so good to see you, Sandy Wandy. It's Rolling Stone. Hey, Rolling Stone. See, I did say hi to you. Oh, it's past your bedtime? All right, that's cool. Thanks for coming to say hi. I appreciate that. Oh, hey, Jason P. Here for the ASMR. Well, then I'll start talking quieter and in a more soothing voice then. But all joking aside, love being here. It's just a little bit late for my old ass. It's okay. Someday I'll do this earlier in the day. This is just when my kiddo's asleep. I'm so glad to see you. Thanks for stopping by to say hello, Jason. It's always awesome. Oh, the letters are blurry. Yeah, that's what happens late at night. Hey, Michael's Adventures. Just got home from work. Welcome. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, Bridget Alexander. Good to see you. Been there on Cricket's channel with the blurry eyes. Yeah, I always jump right over to hers from here. Whenever she goes live, I shut down. And I'm usually up for like the first I'll usually up and chat a little bit for like the first 10, 20 minutes, and then I start to fade, and that's about the time I fall asleep. Just that's how my scheduling goes. Hey, Miss Sunrise Dawn. Hi from North Georgia, everyone. Miss Sunrise Dawn had awesome news today, too. I won't share it for her, but I'm super excited for her. It's too late. Okay. All right. Bye, Michael's Adventures. Thanks for stopping in. Let's see. Let's see. This is awesome. You guys are just chatting. Y'all don't need me. I can just turn this on and just let y'all have the chat room. Hey, Garrett Brown. Good to see you. Hey, Matrix Rabbit. Yes, there's people here. Hey, can't think of a better name. How are you doing? I've been thinking about you. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming to hang out. It happens. Hello. I like when people write hello with a U. I hear it that way in my head. Hello. Oh, look at this. Miss Sunrise Dawn says I'm quitting smoking too. We can both do this. Y'all can be buddies. That's awesome. Actually, it does help a little bit. It does. As long as your buddy doesn't as long as your buddy's a good influence on you, right? Right. But it's good to have support no matter what. It's good to have support. Um, and sometimes it's nice to vent to someone who's like going through the same stages of something you are, right? Like that first few days of quitting smoking when you're kind of cranky about it. At least I was cranky about it. I was cranky for sure. Can't think of a better name. Says listening while hopping between sorting through a neglected mail pile and writing hubby's obituary. Yeah, the mail, the mail would pile up. That's totally understandable. Um, I'm gonna put, a one for can't think of a better name because that is something that you never want to have to write. I'm sorry you're having to write that. But I'm glad that you're here with us. I'm glad that you're not all isolated and alone. There's no there's no wrong way to grieve as long as you're not trying to do everything all by yourself. So I'm glad you're here. Miss Sunrise Dawn has some good news. Grandbaby that's coming in November is a girl. That's so exciting. That's so exciting. I'm sorry, you guys. I have to get out my I can't contain myself. I'm super excited. I remember like that level of excitement when I first saw like ultrasounds of my son, and I just it's just I'm having vicarious like squealy excitement for you, Miss Sunrise Dawn. That's so awesome. AOL business model. What was the AOL? Oh, just leave the chat rooms open. Like you don't need a host here. Well, I do like having a host to make sure nobody's a jerk. That's what I like. That's what I like about this model. I think all of y'all have. Hey, Crafty Witch, good to see you. I think maybe you're new to my channel. I think I got a message that you just subscribed today. So welcome. It's good to see you. For anyone who hasn't hopped over on my channel before, I usually don't stick to a particular topic. I kind of just like to give people a space to talk about whatever we want to that comes up. The main rule is be kind and be respectful. If you're not kind and respectful, you'll probably be immediately booted, at least for the day. And that's just to keep it a safe place, because a lot of us know each other in, multiple circles, and we have shared like really personal stuff with each other, going through a hard time. I always want this to be a safe place for people. And you can't be a safe place if you let people be jerks. So, but none of y'all are jerks. So it's not going to be a problem. Oh, no, can't think. Oh, well, you know what? You are in a different situation. Can't think of a better name. Um, you're in an extremely difficult situation, and it's probably not it's probably not the best time to quit. I mean, I think I remember being told that by various professionals, that when I was going through a death in my family was not the time to try to quit smoking. And there's yeah, it doesn't have to be forever, but no one's going to judge you here. No one. Yep. See, Miss Sunrise, totally understandable. Yep. All you get is support here. We're not going to judge you. Hey, Slow Morrison. Good to see you. Aw, Miss Sunrise Dawn, my 5-year-old is so happy. She had her heart set on a girl, and she kept saying, "I knew it," over and over again. Oh, so she'll get, like, a little tiny, like wait, I guess she would be it's your grandbaby, like a niece. She'll be able to, like, have a smaller little human to kinda watch over. Oh, I didn't know this, Jason P. Awesome. Well, welcome in, crafty Jason P's beautiful wife. It's good to meet you. It's good to know you. I didn't know this. I feel so honored. I'm so glad you're here. That's fantastic. I love if people bring their others and their, anyone who's special to you. I love that you bring them here. There's one rule in my chat room. Don't be mean. Yeah, yeah. I echo that, Matrix Rabbit. I echo that. And sometimes it's in the eye of the beholder, but in this case, in mine, the beholder is me. So I'll call it. If I think someone's being mean, then I will boot them, at least for the day. Hey, Janet G, good to see you. Oh, Mon popped in. Where's Mon? Hey, Mon, good to see you. I don't want to miss you much. Hey, it's Kimmy's Playhouse. Kimmy's Playhouse. I've had fun getting to know you just a little bit better here and there in various chats and different places we both go to. Headed to bed shortly. Just wanted to stop and say hey. Well, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you stopped to say hey. Sleep well. I'm glad you're here, and I hope that you have sweet dreams and um, get really restful, good sleep. 'Cause there's nothing worse than non-restful sleep. That's never fun. Oh, cool. Mom's at the library again, but a future picture for you all. We've had hail like snow overnight. No, really? In Australia? I don't know why I never thought of Australia getting hail. Of course you could, but I just never thought of it before. Oh, thank you for that, Jason B. Had to beg her on over to show support. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. And thank you. Thank you, Crafty Witch, for doing me a solid. I appreciate that so much. Um, it's a, I started this channel as kind of like an experiment, just to see what it would be like to try to talk on camera and to try to make videos and try to interact with people in that way. And at first it was kind of just like a vlog style. And then I kind of got more into just sharing about things that I enjoy, like karaoke videos, talking about books that I like or that I'm interested in, mental health concepts, things like that. And then I started doing the lives as kind of an experiment, just to see what it would be like to, because I knew like, hey, I have, a lot of online friends that I've met in various circles, like from the lifeboat and from needing a meeting and relatable Reese and lots of other different places. And I was like, I wonder what it would be like to, you know, try and keep hanging out with them, maybe in a smaller forum, because, you can kind of back and forth a little bit more with people if there's not 100 to 700 of you. So I started and thinking, well, no one's gonna show up, and that's okay. I'll just talk to myself for a little while and just see what it's like, and, um, then y'all started showing up, and I'm blessed that you guys show up, and I'm lucky that you guys show up, and it's really cool to be able to get to know y'all better and chat with y'all better, because that's what I'm here for, is I'm here to get to know people and support people where I can, and y'all support me a heck of a lot, so if I can give that back at all, I want to. Hey, it's Mary from Blessed to Crochet. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. This is my life. What do you think? Oh, you mean like the type of vlog stuff? That's kind of what vlog is that what you mean, Matrix Rabbit? That's kind of what vlogging is. Like if you do a log of your day, it is kind of and you post it on YouTube, it is just kind of like saying, "This is my life. What do you think?" Do you have a life like this? Do you have a life that is different? I, I mean, there's something to that even, right? Like how often do we get a chance to have like a window into someone else's life and see how it differs or how it's the same? I mean, obviously, we specify it to what we want to share, right? But there's something kind of cool in being able to see, like, oh, they have the same kind of clutter I do, and they have the same sort of struggles I do, or oh, that part of the country, has a different kind of, I don't know, subway system or whatever. But it's like a cool way to kind of expand your horizons in a way, almost like traveling and visiting people, even if you can't physically go anywhere. So I can see the appeal of vlogs too. When I was setting this up, I didn't know what like they make you pick a category on YouTube, and I didn't know what category to pick for this. I think I picked vlog. That was before I did any lives, and that was the closest I could think that it might be. So I think it's a little bit beyond that, but it's probably the closest you can get to. I think I may have added mental health and recovery on there, but it started out as just a vlog. Let's see, who did I miss? 'Cause I know a couple people came in. Hey, Susan P. Good to see you. Thanks for coming to hang out. It's always good to see you. You're just here for the doggo walking. He's a good boy. Flash is a good boy. He's right here. He's right next to me. Whenever I do this every night, he follows me into the office and he sits down on the floor next to me and he'll fall asleep while I'm on here. And sometimes he'll get like right next to the wheel of my chair. Like, and I have to be really careful when I move or get up that I don't bonk him because he just like presses right up against it. But I do sometimes do videos of walking him and lives of walking him, especially if there's something interesting on my walk, like a downed tree or something like that. Dogs are such funny creatures. They have their little personalities and stuff too. Uh-oh, what did I miss? What did I miss? I think I may have missed something in the chat, and I apologize. Oh, Crafty Witch says there's one thing on my list is to start a crafting channel, but I'm too scared. Mary, so Blessed to Crochet, she already responded to you. She says, please reach out to me if I can help. Mary has been a really big help to me in just kind of like how to do the small to YouTube creator thing. She had a lot of like great resources for connecting with other small YouTube creators and like just how to get started. For me, I had no clue what I was doing at all. I didn't have a topic. I didn't have, I just hit record one day while I was driving home from a yoga class and decided to talk about my life. And I think it got like 12 views. And then I don't know, and then I did one here or there after that, and, I think it's probably better if you have a topic in mind, like, you can probably because you can already hook into a community, right? Like, Mary is really, really connected to, like, the crafting and crochet community on YouTube, so, you can grow, I think, if you already know if you already have a community like that to hook into. But if I mean, I don't know for you specifically what it is that, you know, makes you scared to do it, like if it's showing your face or talking or what have you, but there's lots of different ways to do that stuff, especially crafting channels. There's lots of crafting channels where they don't show faces, like they'll just show like their hands. You can do it all kinds of ways. So there's no there's no one and only way to do this is what I'm finding. There are more common ways and less common ways, but I don't think there's just one way. Let's see, have I missed anybody who hopped in? Yeah, Flash the dog. I'll try to move the camera in a minute so y'all can see him and y'all can say hi because he's actually still awake. How long do I think I'll be live tonight? So, you know what I have been doing is I have been just kind of like out of habit. Like I just have been going until it's time for Crickets Live, but I should probably schedule myself, right? I should probably have more of a plan going into this. Um, I think it is a safe bet I'll be around until about an hour from now. How's that? How's that? Is that enough of a parameter? Um, but it also depends on, I mean, do y'all have things you want to talk about? Do y'all have things you want to say? I sure don't like to cut people off, but I'm awake, so I'm here. Thanks for sharing Kimmy's channel. That's Kimmy's Playhouse. Oh, Crafty Witch. Most of my day consists of cuddling my teacup chihuahua because she has to be snuggled. Oh, that's adorable. Teacup chihuahuas are teeny tiny. They're so cute. Oh my goodness. But don't make them mad. They will let you know, right? Most chihuahuas will let you know if they're not pleased with you. Really, Miss Sunrise Dawn? They're thinking of naming my granddaughter after her two late grandmothers, either Mary Carlene or Carlene Mary. I'm voting for the first. Mary Carlene. That's pretty. That's really pretty. I like that a lot. That's really cool. Oh, really, Kimmy's Playhouse? I accidentally made my channel a brand channel. I wish I could change it. What is a brand channel? I don't even know. Does that mean it's supposed to be like a channel for one specific brand? Like, I don't know, Old Navy or something like that? I'm not even sure what that is. The teacup chihuahua's name is Muffin. That's even cuter. That's even cuter. We need pictures of this adorable teacup chihuahua. That's awesome. That's so awesome. If you feel comfortable sharing. Teacup, that's adorable. Oh my goodness. Matrix Rabbit says, I'm cluttered, and that's why I've started the resin channel. I like your resin stuff. You make really cool stuff with resin. Call me Matrix Rabbit. You make really cool stuff. You sent me a picture of the snow. Okay, guys, this is hail in Australia. I haven't seen it yet, but apparently it is so much hail that it looks like snow. Holy guacamole. That is. Okay, I see. So someday I'll get the trick down to sharing like pictures from my phone on YouTube. Like you got to turn down the brightness and you got to angle it so you don't get a glare. But that's hail, huh, Mon? That's hail? It does look like snow for sure. It looks like snow. That's amazing. That's wild. I think one time I remember getting hail like that in North Texas when I was a kid. Oh, but you got some blue skies now. So the one in the library here, this is more recent. So it hailed like that, and then just a few hours later, you had those blue skies. That actually does sound like Texas weather to me. That does sound exactly like North Texas weather. Janet G says, when my twins were born, we gave them middle names after their two grandmothers, my mom and my husband's mom. Oh, that's really cool. I like that. Actually, my middle name is after, I think, a great grandmother. Melinda is actually my middle name. I go by Kristen Melinda on here. Your resin stuff. Call me Matrix Rabbit says, this is my art. Please be nice to me. It's hard putting yourself out there. Yeah, for sure it is. It is definitely kind of it gets vulnerable, right? Like you're sharing a piece of yourself. And even if you are probably mostly having like one community and one group of people that you know are likely to be the ones looking at it and they will likely be kind to you. That doesn't, preclude the possibility that like random people could show up and maybe not be as kind. So that is something to acknowledge that it is hard putting yourself out there and it takes guts, especially if you've had, not so great experiences in the past. So it's awesome, Matrix Rabbit. I'm glad that you're getting out there. I'm really proud of you. Miss Sunrise Dawn. Jasper. Oh, that's right, Miss Sunrise Dawn, you've shown us pictures of your beagle in your avatar. Jasper's a beagle. Bugs is a Jack Russell Beagle. Bugs used to be my dog, but there was a point when I couldn't care for him like I do. Oh, like I should, so they took him in. Oh. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Slow Morrison. That's awesome. Whatever I'm doing that gets that vibe, I'll try to keep doing it. For any of y'all small YouTube content creators who have, like, small channels like this, Mary just shared a helpful resource for helping you kinda resources for connecting with other small creators and how to grow your channel and how to work with it and stuff like that. I am probably a bad example because half of my videos are karaoke videos, which are other people's music, which are copyrighted, although technically what I do is considered a performance. So it's transformative enough that they're probably not gonna like get me in big trouble for it, but, um, I need to do more of my just original content. But I like to sing, and I don't get to go out and do karaoke at places in person, so YouTube is where I found to do it, and that's really what it is. Oh, cool. Crafty Witch says, "I do shows all year at fairs and Comic Cons, but suck at keeping my pages updated." Yeah, that would be difficult to do. I don't know about you guys, but maybe some of y'all can relate, is I get really interested in doing all kinds of things, and I wanna run with all the things, and I wanna do all the things at maximum intensity, and I find I don't have enough hours in the day, but I don't wanna give up any of the things I'm interested in, but it does make it harder to keep track of things because, you know, you do gotta sleep sometimes. Matrix Rabbit says, "I don't have an Etsy shop because I don't do the blooms and flower stuff." That's what people like, I guess. I just try to do my own thing. I think you should do your own thing, and you'll the right people will be drawn to it. I know that I mean, I can't speak for anybody scrolling Etsy, but if I knew you had like, if you did have an Etsy shop, like, I would go look at it. I don't know if I would be able to buy anything, but I would be interested to see what I know I don't always wanna get flowers and bloom stuff. Like, I like to mix it up. I like some difference in art there for sure. And I bet other people here feel the same. People like some variety. Although I guess commercially, people like flowery things to stick on their wall and stuff like that. Thanks, Mon. Thanks for saying the YouTube things for me. If you're liking this, please hit the like button. If you're not liking this, feel free to hit the thumbs down button. I can take the criticism. It's okay. I'll be fine. And if you wanna hang out further, feel free to hit the subscribe button too. That'd be pretty cool. Pretty names? Yeah, the names for Miss Sunrise Dawn's the potential names for the grand kiddos. Okay, cool, Mom, thanks. Just doing documents, so busy listening and typing. Cool, cool. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. I agree. I agree with all of what Janet G says here. Matrix Rabbit, you should just do what you wanna do. There will be customers that will find what you do. Etsy is very diverse. That's very true. There's all kinds of stuff on Etsy. It's not all flowers and stuff like that. Oh, she's in your profile pic? Sorry, it's small on my screen, so I'm gonna try to look closer. Oh! I'm squinting. I'm, like, looking closer to see her. She's so tiny. Oh. Oh, she's so cute. Hey, my love, good to see you. I'm glad you're here. This is your first time on my channel, right? I'm so glad you found me. I know you probably had to like search through the like back of YouTube because we're little around here. We're tiny. You almost have to find the link to have to have the link to find me. So I'm glad you did. Um, but if you just hopped on, I don't necessarily stick to a topic around here. I just like to create a safe space for people to just goof around or talk about what they need to talk about. Sometimes that's serious and sometimes it's silly. Um, sometimes I'll come in starting out with a topic and, sometimes we don't. But my only rule is like nobody be mean, everybody be respectful and nice. And that's pretty much it. I need a muffin chihuahua as an emotional support muffin. That would be nice, right? I would like that. An emotional support muffin. Oh, this is cool. Matrix Crafty Witch says, "I used to make handmade pins with resin and coffins and weird stuff." Oh, cool. See, there's like a whole I think there's a whole market of people that like the different stuff or the weird stuff, I guess. Like, I have a friend who's obsessed with skulls. Like, she wouldn't buy anything with a flower on it, but if it had a skull on it, she would buy it. So, I mean, it doesn't have to all be flowery stuff. Hey, seventh son, good to see you. Thanks for coming to hang out. Ahoy! It's always good to see you, seventh. Well, I don't know about everyone. I don't know what I would do with everyone. I would lose track of the chat so fast, and I would apologize. I would do my best, though. You guys know I would. I would do my best. um, but some people like to come hang out, so and I'm always thrilled and humbled by that. Hey, Bridget Alexander. I'm not sure if I don't know if I saw you. I think I did see you come in, but hey again, in case I didn't. In case I didn't. I always want everybody to feel seen. So if I ever miss anybody, please know that it's not on purpose, ever, ever, ever. Um, it's just because some days I've got all the brain pins and all the brain powers firing and all the neurons are doing what they're supposed to do. And then other days they're kind of like going beep, beep. They're just kind of like wandering along slowly. It just depends on the day. I like that. Just make what you wanna make because you get bored with what people wanted. Uh, I have a brother who's a graphic design artist, and he has spoken of that, how you kind of have to go with what your client wants, but it does get sort of boring because graphic design artists, they are artists, so they want to do that creative expression, but a lot of clients just want very specific things. Of the hail. Janet G says, "Okay, don't send any of that to me, Mon. Thanks, but we get a ton of hail here already." Hey, yeah, Buster Crochet did an awesome live today. She is a ripple off the lifeboat. I believe it was simulcast both on the lifeboat and on her channel, Blessed to Crochet. So if you missed that, take a look at it when you get a chance. It was really, really good. I really, really enjoyed it. I had to be working and lurking for part of it because I was in Zoom meetings and work, so, like, I had it up, but I couldn't interact. But I was able to hop in towards the end too. But it was really great. It was awesome. Let's see. Let me make sure that I'm Yeah, for sure. Releasing art is cathartic and healing. I would say that too. Even if even if you choose not to show something to someone, like, even if you choose to just keep it to yourself, um, like, I don't have the talent of making art like a lot of people do. Like, I can't draw very well. Um, I can't write music or anything like that. I like to sing. That's fun for me. And it can be kind of cathartic. Like if it's in a mood that I'm feeling at the particular time, or, if it's just something silly, if I want to be silly. And I don't always post all of those. Sometimes it's just for the heck of it. It's just to get something out. Yes, I agree with Miss Sunrise Dawn here. She says, Matrix, I love the pieces of your art I've seen. I really loved the frog that Cricket showed a while back. Yeah, that frog was so cool. I remember that. I remember that. Precisely. People who can't do crap on those who can. Yeah, everybody's an art critic. Not everybody is an artist, for sure. Sprinkle frogs. Is that his name? Is that their name? Oh, I love that. Are you really Jason P? You're way too bashful to be on camera. I don't know why, but that surprises me. Maybe because you chat a lot, and I don't know. I guess that doesn't always translate. And just because you chat doesn't mean you want to be on camera either. I wasn't sure I would either. Um, but then I started. But like once you start doing it, at least for me anyway, it was like once I started, it was kind of like, oh, well, I've ripped off the band-aid now. So it's not so bad anymore. Or not bad, but it's like not so nerve-wracking anymore. Like once there's like a momentum, I guess. Like it becomes normal in a way. I don't know. Oh no. I'm glad your roof didn't fall in, Mon. That hail is scary. That's a lot of hail too. Miss Sunrise Dawn. Miss Sunrise Dawn has recently started going live again too, y'all. She has a channel. She says the good thing about being live on YouTube is that you don't actually see the people face to face. It makes it easier. You're right, guys. Like you can see my face and I can see things you're chatting to me in the chat or to one another, but I can't see if you're like making faces when I say something weird. Like like if something I say comes off a little awkward, I can't see that you're going, "Ooh, did she really just say that?" So it's a little less nerve-wracking, I guess. That's a good point, Miss Sunrise Dawn. Maybe the YouTube live thing is, a route for those of us with a little bit of social anxiety. You never know, you never know. Oh, you guys had storms like that in Alberta too with all the hail? For sure. Right, Sandy Wandy? I wish I had 30-hour days too. I feel like I could get so much done. I'd probably still want more time though. Slow Morrison says, I make music art that I'm called to, not necessarily what people want to hear. I think that makes sense. Like, right on. Like, if it depends on what your goal is, right? Like, the goal doesn't always have to be something that's commercially appealing, right? It can be just to express something, just to get something out of you, or to just to have fun or just to blow off steam. Like, music and art can be, not everything has to be commodifiable. Not everything has to be sellable. At least I hope not. I hope not. I don't wanna live in a world like that where everything has to be marketable? Oh, wow! You've been playing Matrix has been playing for 40 bass for 40 years. That's awesome. That's really cool. Hey, pup groomer, good to see you. So for a while in one of the last apartment I lived in before we moved here, we had a bass player that lived in the apartment above us, and whenever he was practicing, you could always hear it going, and I don't know, I always liked hearing him practice. I always liked hearing him play. It was always like, I don't know, it's kinda cool, it's kinda soothing to me. Everything you're typing is blocked from the chat, Mo love. That is not what we want. So there are a couple things that YouTube will not allow. Usually links. Like if you're not a mod, it won't let you post a link. I don't believe I have slow mode on or anything like that. So it shouldn't be blocking you. I am sorry if it is, but I'll pull up so I have StreamYard up, which is like one way, but I can also pull up the YouTube interface through my phone, and sometimes there's a little bit less of a delay there. Um, so if you're typing links, then it may be blocking you from doing that because that's just how YouTube works. It wants you to be a mod if you're going to type a link. And I don't think it blocks bad words either. Like I can set it to do that, but I didn't. Just because for me personally, I am not bothered if people need or want to swear. Um, my main thing is like don't cuss other people out. Like don't be mean or disrespectful to other people. But I didn't set it up to block that out. So that shouldn't be what's happening here. But I can see your chats. I can see your comments. Oh, I love this name, Sandy Wandy. Sloan Claire. My goddaughter might be getting the name Sloan Claire. I like that a lot. I like that. Took you a minute, but you found me. Yay! Well, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. I hope you come hang out every now and then, once in a while, whenever you feel like it. Kristen, sent you a pic. You'll have to ignore the junk corner. Oh, I have a junk corner too. Actually, I think y'all can see my junk corner. I don't think I even hit it. Like it's over there. I'm still like working all this out. Like I'm still cleaning and figuring out how to make all that work and be functional, but also somewhat aesthetically appealing. Oh, it's Jasper. You guys, Miss Sunrise Dawn just sent me a picture of her doggy, her beagle Jasper. He's so cute. Beagles always make me think of Snoopy, and it always makes me happy. Mm, he's so cute. Thank you, Miss Sunrise Dawn. Who doesn't love a doggy photo? Oh, Herman. Oh gosh, thank you for reminding me. So, if you've never been here before, Herman was dubbed our mascot. I did a show and tell with a dried out fish skull from a fish that my grandfather caught many, many years ago. He kept the skull on a shelf in his closet until he died, and then when my grandmother was helping clean out his closet, she found the fish head on the top shelf. And I being a weird how old was I? 20 26. I being a weird 26-year-old that I was like, "What's that? That's cool." And she said, "Oh, that's that fish head from that fish he caught. I've been trying to get him to throw that away from years. Do you want that?" And I said, "Yeah, I want that," because I like weird things. So this is Herman. He is the dried fish skull of a fish that my grandfather caught many, many years ago. I do not yet know what kind of fish he is, but he was dubbed the mascot of the channel. And it has a little voice like this. And it says, "Hey guys, how's it going? And I can tell how popular or unpopular Herman is by how many of you leave when I do his voice. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go. See ya." But since Sandy Wandy missed Herman, he had to make an appearance. Hey, Goosebump, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, you like the no topic element of the channel? Awesome, awesome. I've been thinking about that like lately. Like I've been doing some, I don't know, some consideration about that. Like, is this really like is this something, people would benefit from or want to keep coming back to? Is the no topic ism of it? Would it be more helpful if I did topics? I mean, if you guys requested one, I'd totally talk about a specific topic, but I don't feel like it's necessary. I mean, again, my goal here is to connect with people and, give a little support back to people that have supported me. So, and also, y'all are cool, and I just like talking to you. Let's see. Let's see. What did I miss? Oh, Goosebump. Yeah. Crafty Witch says, I do 3 oddity shows a year, and we are a very diverse group. Cool. Oddities? I like that. I even like the word oddity. Like, that just makes me happy. Mo Love says, "Are you comfortable sharing your political party?" Yes, because I don't have one, because I think they all suck, to be perfectly honest with you. And probably someone's gonna leave when I say that, and that's fine, because I'm sure somebody's really, like, on board with one or the other or something like that. But, I mean, there have been times in my life when I identified as, like, one or the other, like, probably early college. I was very, 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 very liberal because that's what you are when you're in college. And then my opinions have become more nuanced since then. But ultimately, like, I think the party system that we have here is just 2 sides of the same coin. It's just people that are beholden to really, really ridiculously rich people that are the ones that are really in charge. I don't know that it really matters, what political party is in charge because they're just doing what giant corporations tell them to do anyway, you know? That's my 2.5 cents on it. So, and I'm not saying my opinions are changeable. Like, I will say that too. I am not set in my opinions about any particular political party or alignment. um, I'm always open to learning new things and taking in new information. So, I mean, I don't know if that was a fun or exciting answer. It wasn't the it wasn't the I guess the you know polarizing answer, but I would much rather learn from different people. Like, I would love it if I got to talk to people from both the very far ends of the political spectrum and find a way to interact and learn from both sides of those. Like, even if they have views that I vehemently disagree with, I would still like to learn from those people because that's my values. I think that I can learn from almost anybody. So, and I wouldn't want to shut that down just because they call themselves a Republican or a Democrat or a whatever. Maybe I'll be a Hermanite. That seems like a good party to join. He doesn't require much. His foreign policy is pretty solid. Oddity shows do sound fun. I don't know if I wasn't thinking of her, Garrett, if you're thinking of the red hymn I'm thinking of, it's specifically Sugar Skulls. I was thinking of someone else, but yeah, you're right. She's really partial to the Sugar Skulls too. Mo Love, Etsy. Etsy is an online shopping platform that's geared towards, like, independent, like, handcrafts people, like, people who, like, make art or sew something or crochet something or, like, people who make and sell their own things. It's, so it's geared towards that for, like, small business owners, and there's a website and there's an app for it. And so it's kind of an outlet, like, if you do something like if you make jewelry, it's an outlet where you could sell that jewelry if you wanted to. Oh, yeah, this is a good way to describe it. See, that's what happens when I get behind in the chat. Etsy's a shopping channel for artsy stuff. Yep. Crafting site for people to sell their crafts. Goosebumps is here. Oh, they did? I didn't know that. Michael's had a selling platform? Like, Michael's, the craft store, had, like, their own Mercari, I've heard of Mercari too. I haven't, like, looked on it much, but I've heard of it. I have to be careful about downloading a shopping app because I will get out of hand with it because it's way too easy to just click add to cart, add to cart, add to cart. Um, so if I'm not careful about it. So I tend to not download the actual apps because it's too easy. It's I need it to be a little difficult to buy the thing so that I don't overbuy the things. Art is subjective. That's very true. It is. Singing is an art, cooking is an art. I definitely yeah, cooking, now I'm hungry. Cooking is definitely an art. Janet G says, "Kristen, singing is an art. My sister who had a master's in opera called her voice her instrument. So singing is an art, make no mistake about that." I love that. I just wish I wish I could write my own music. I wish I could do that. Um, but I don't play an instrument, so, like, I'd have to learn that, which I'd love to do, but again, we come back to that, I wish there were more hours in the day thing, you know? I actually have an acoustic guitar, but I don't know how to play it. Yet. I will someday, though. I will someday. Is this the puppy dog crafty witch? She's very fun, though, just shy. Is this the puppy dog muffin? Hey, Miss Dragon, you're not late. You're here exactly when you need to be. Miss Dragon, I was watching your most recent short on your channel, like right before I started this, the one about blessings. I thought that was really, really interesting. So if you guys don't know, Miss Dragon has a channel too, and she does a lot of cool shorts with like some of it's like funny memes and stuff like that. And then the others of it are like a little more serious, like, thoughts or interpretations on things, but she mixes it up. And I really like that. Molev says, I ordered dinner earlier and I'm still weird with American food. And I told our chef I wanted something American for dinner and I haven't eaten it yet. But what is cornbread? I think that's the term. Cornbread. How would y'all describe cornbread? I think you're asking what it is, right? So, cornbread, it kind of, to me, it has more the consistency of cake, but it's not as sweet as cake, but it's sweeter than regular bread because you use corn to make it, and corn is kind of a little sweet. That's the best way I could describe cornbread is that it's like somewhere halfway between a bread and a cake. That's my take on it. Maybe someone has a better way to describe it. And baked beans, are they vegan? They can be vegan. Not all baked beans are. I know this because my brother and his wife are vegan. Um, so baked beans are usually like, and someone call me out if I'm mistaken, but baked beans are usually like a red kind of kidney bean with like a particular kind of sauce. I'm not sure what it is that makes them baked, to be honest with you. But what makes them vegan or not is the sauce and what else is in with them. Like some baked beans they'll make with bacon, and obviously those are not vegan, but a lot of them they won't. So some baked beans are vegan, but not always. You'd have to ask. Matrix Rabbit said, I used to go on camera all the time. Then I got called some not so nice names by the community I was a part of. That sounds terrible, and I'm really sorry that that happened to you. That sounds awful. It takes a lot of it takes a lot of cojones to do this in the first place, and then if it was a community that you trusted, and then they were not supportive of you, that's really upsetting, and I'm really sorry that that happened to you, and, um, I it makes me feel very protective, and it makes me wanna go wield wrenches and kick people out of chats in the past for you. I'm really sorry that that happened to you, Matrix Rabbit, because you're a cool person and you don't deserve that. And I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're stepping a toe in the water and trying to do some lives again, because I always enjoy your lives. Bread, corn, square. Oh, cornbread square. Yeah, they give you a little square of it. Can I put caramel on it? Um, you could. I'm not sure how good that would be though. Because when I say it's like a cake, what I mean is it's got like the consistency or the texture of a cake, like it's kind of spongy like that. Um, but it's the sweetness comes from corn. It doesn't come from like a whole bunch of sugar. Um, it's that sweetness that comes from corn, like corn on the cob corn. But I'm not saying you couldn't put caramel on it. It's not traditionally done, but you could. But you could. I mean, I would start with if you're gonna try that, I would start with a little bit on the side though first, and then you can, like, take a forkful and, like, dip it and see if you like it, and that way, if it's not your jam, you haven't smothered the whole piece of bread in caramel. Ooh, Janet G has a good answer, much better than mine. Thank you, Janet G. Mola cornbread is made with cornmeal, ground up dried corn, flour, eggs, milk, melted butter, salt, and baking powder. Voila, cornbread. I love it and make it all the time. Aw, we need to get together and Janet G can bring the cornbread because it sounds like you've got the good recipe for it. It's yellow and square. Do you have it in front of you right now, Mola? It's yellow and square and smells like nothing. Well, it should smell a little bit sweet. It should smell a little bit like corn. So that's a bummer if it smells like nothing. It should have a little bit of flavor to it. Oh, Goosebumps got some good tips. It should be eaten warm with butter or with honey, or you can dunk it in chili or stew. Yeah, that I've forgotten that. They do serve it alongside chili and stew a whole lot. Do you still Matrix Rabbit? That's awesome. I put my notifications on for your channel to make sure I catch when you go live. Sometimes this stupid pesky thing called work gets in the way, but I love supporting you guys and I put my notifications on so I know when you guys go live so I can be there. Sometimes I'm lurking, sometimes I'm popping in to say hello because I have to duck out for a meeting, but I like to be there because you guys do cool stuff. Is cornbread cake? I feel like this is a philosophical question because there are types of bread that you could argue are kind of like cake. Technically, it's not. I think technically it's not. But if you've got a piece in front of you, like, you can probably see the consistency, the texture is kinda cake-like, right? Like, it's not like what I think of like, it's not like sliced bread that you'd make a sandwich with. It's like something you'd eat by itself. But I don't think technically it is cake. Oh, we've complicated it now. Honey or chili? What's chili? We've complicated things now. I think this question is for you, Matrix Rabbit, string bass or electric bass? Um I don't know what the guy in the apartment above us played, but I know it sounded like bass. Janet G says, cornbread is a traditional Southern American food with origins in Native American cuisine. I didn't know that it had the origins in the Native American cuisine. That's really cool. I didn't know that. Jason P votes yes on the chili beans. So you just asked, what is chili? Is that right? Yes, what is chili? So chili is kind of like a stew, but with beef. And some people will get some people really come down hard on the side of, like, chili should have no beans in it. It should just have the meat and the sauce, and it's usually like a tomato-based sauce, but it comes out, like, thick and almost kinda, like, soupy, maybe? And then some people will mix in lots of different beans with their chili, but people tend to feel really strongly about it not having beans or having beans in it. But it's done both ways. It's done both ways. I'm glad we could be of assistance. This is a pretty fun topic for me, actually. It's fun for me to talk about chili and cornbread as if it's like a new thing. It's neat. It's fun because like I get used to it as being like, oh, that's a boring thing. So I get to see it with new eyes, you know? Like, oh, it is kind of cool and different and new. That's neat. Thank you, Mo. Oh, okay. You think maybe that's why your one of your chats didn't get through is because it was a link. Hold on, I think this is a three-parter. Come visit me for my life. My live. Gotcha. Gotcha. Come visit me for my live. Gotcha. Miss Sunrise Dawn said, seeing my cats react to my parents' old dog who doesn't get excited about anything has been very entertaining. Aw. So the dog doesn't get very excited about anything, but the cats are like are they trying to poke him? Are they trying to instigate something? Is that what's happening there? You're a sailor, crafty witch, for real? Or did I miss something here? And is this like a play on words? No, I don't think I saw anything like that. But really? You can sail? Like you can sail boats? Like if I had a boat, you would know what to do with it? That's really cool. I mean, I don't know if you mean literally, but that's really cool if it's literal. Probably cool if it's not literal. I don't know. You know what? I should just stop doing my take on it because you guys come up with way better descriptions for the foods. Y'all's are so much more concise and paint a better picture. Goosebump says chili is a thick soup made with kidney beans, tomatoes, red chili powder, and other ingredients. I'm not sure about. Sorry, I don't really cook. That was more detailed than uh, the description I was giving. Hey, why sorry? I didn't notice anything to be sorry for, but it's all good. Whatever happened, it's all good. I'm not upset about anything unless I missed something. I don't know. I didn't see anything to be upset about. The sunrise dawn, one of your cats went in reverse. I can imagine that. Ear, ear. That's true. Everyone does need a junk corner as long as it doesn't get out of hand, right? Sometimes the junk corner turns into a junk half of the room, and then it turns into a junk room, and it can get out of hand. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. Cornbread is like having a dinner roll. It is like a dinner roll. That's a good way to describe it. Wow, you guys. I'm so behind on the chat, so I apologize if I have missed excitement and awesomeness. Oh, yeah, this is a good question. Janet G asks, Mo Love, if American food is new to you, where are you from? I'm from Canada. Oh, I'm so behind. Like this is back when I was talking about Herman. All right, guys. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit. Hey, yeah, this is what I was saying. For sure. For sure. Oh, Matrix going to bed. Good night, Matrix. You probably already did, and I'm way super duper behind. Mint. I love it. I love it. Oh, you're in Nova Scotia. Okay, cool. I don't know what this means, but if somebody else does, I'm not even going to attempt to say that, but it is a question for Mo Love. So if am I frozen? Am I back? Am I back? Hey, sweet tea. I'm super behind on the chat, so I didn't see you come in, but I'm glad you're here. State testing in middle school starts at 7. Oh no. Oh no. So I understand if you want to go to bed, but I'm glad you said hi. That's awesome. Gotcha. Gotcha. Father works for government, but that's all I'm allowed to know, sort of thing. That's cool. We won't push it. We won't push it. Is that should that be my political party? I'm a Hermanite. I support this guy because he can probably do a better job than most of the people up there. So let's see. Ooh, glaciers? It is like cake, like corn cake. That's a good point. Thank you, Mo Love. That's very kind of you. I'm sorry I'm so behind on the chat, you guys. You all know how this goes. I never if I miss anybody, it's never, ever, ever intentional. Ever, ever. Oh, that's kind of you, Mo Love. That's really kind. No, that's not rude at all. That's very sweet. It's a very nice thing to say. You're a very kind person. I love that you guys are having such a fun time talking about the cornbread. Oh, did you try it with the caramel, Mo? I feel like I'm reading a story about what just happened like 20 minutes ago in the chat. It was bad with caramel. I ruined it. The caramel only I use they only make in crap, I can't remember, but it's incredible, but ruined cake of corn. Oh no. Yeah, that's why I would do it on the side. Oh, hey y'all, this was like 10 years ago in the chat, but here's Miss Dragon's link. She's going live tomorrow. This time she's going to put the notifications on. I only missed yours today, Miss, because I was stuck in a work meeting. I was really sad. And it was one where they like were having me, please tell this person your entire job that you've been doing for the last 7 years in 1 hour so they can take it over when you leave. It was very annoying. I would have much rather been on your live. Uh, it's kind of, I don't know. I won't. I'll catch up with the chat. You did not ruin this live at all, Mo Love. I think it made it better. You did not ruin the live by making it about corn and cornbread. Clearly, we have a lot of people who feel strongly about cornbread and chili, so don't even trip. I think this is great. Yep, this is kind of the vibe. We just like on Miss channel on her lives, it's kind of like the same sort of vibe. You just chill and hang out. I don't know what A7X stands for, but apparently she's Jason P's A7X system. I don't know what that stands for though, but it sounds cool. It sounds really, really cool. We're talking about chili now. Okay, I'm getting caught up, you guys. I'm getting caught up to the part where you talk about chili. Chili sounds dangerous. Uh, ooh, Crafty Witch is a chili master. Do you make chili, Crafty Witch? Ooh, that's exciting. So Janet G can make the cornbread. Crafty Witch can make the chili. We're getting this figured out. We're gonna have like a picnic or a potluck here. Ooh, chili con carne is chili with beans. Oh, that's how you say it. That's funny because carne means meat in Spanish. That's interesting. American food is interesting. Haha. There's a lot of food that I don't know that I would call originally American. Like hamburgers didn't originally come from here. Hot dogs did. Like I'm hard pressed to think of something like what's a truly like American food, but I guess probably cornbread is one. Probably. Chili beans. Jason P says you can have chili beans and then you can have grandma's green chili, which is pork or beef and roasted green chilies, peeled, chopped, and seasoned. Oh, these are like the chili, like the different kinds of beans and the different chilies. Hey, hey, Blake Richardson. Good to see you. Thanks for coming to hang out for a little bit. This is a good point. Chili is amazing, but be prepared to fart your face off. It does indeed lead to flatulence for some people at some times, particularly if it has beans in it. So do be forewarned. Oh, I wish you did too. If you can borrow mine. I mean, they're not around anymore, but you can borrow mine if I'm allowed. They would probably be cool with that. Actually, my grandmother was so sweet. If I had said like, "Hey, I have a friend who doesn't have any grandparents. Can you be her grandmother?" She would have said yes. So, she's not with us anymore, but I think in spirit she would say, "Yeah, sure. I can be her grandmother." She was a really, really cool, really, really positive lady. She was the grandmother that was married to this grandfather who caught the fish. Ooh, blueberry bran muffins with pecans. Yum. Beam it over to you, Star Trek style. Can you beam one over to me too, Janet G? That would be super cool. Thank you, Mon. If you guys are enjoying the talk about cornbread and beans and whatever else we talk about, then hit the like button. Some nights we talk about cornbread. Some nights we talk about really, really heavy stuff. I'm kinda like, this is the vibe, and I'm digging it. I'm digging it. And sometimes it's the same thing in the same day. Like, sometimes it'll be, like, one message, like, "Here's really serious, intense thing," and then dancing squirrels, intense thing, dancing squirrels. So, it's just how we roll. It's just the vibe. Oh, okay, you move in different places. You live in America now, but have homes everywhere. Hey, it's Maya, AKA Allison Heart Supply Hoarderland. Good to see you. Thanks for coming to hang out with us. Oh, well, if you missed Herman, I think Herman should run for president too. Okay, Herman's coming back. Hey guys, should I mount a campaign? How's it going? I know this is ruining the ASMR vibes of the channel. I don't really have an ASMR vibe, but yeah, he doesn't have an ASMR voice. It's not really his style. Fish don't know much about ASMR. I could get on board with this. Herman 2024. Oh, you guys, I don't think I mentioned like the reason I somebody asked what his name was, and I looked him at it and I thought, well, my grandfather's middle name was Herman, so he's probably a Herman. So I'd be down with that. My grandfather would probably be tickled. He'd probably think that's awesome. And my dog Flash is vice president. Yes. We're gonna fix the nation. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be wonderful. See, this is the kind of thing I like. I like learning about different people's experiences and different places they've lived in. So, Goosebump says, Janet, I've lived all over the mainland US except the South. My undergrad degree was in French, but that was 35 plus years ago. So I'm quite rusty. All over mainland US? So the parts that I've been to, like I'm in Texas, and then I've been to like Florida, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Kansas, um, where else? Mostly, like, everything, like, on this side of the map of the United States, and then a bunch of stuff up in the Northeast, I've been there too, but I haven't been west of Texas, really. I haven't been anyplace west. Warren Shull has some good to see you, Warren Shull, by the way. I don't think I said hi yet. Only thing I'll say regarding politics is in your new job, join the union and try to organize if there isn't one already. That is not bad advice at all. That is not bad advice. I live in Texas. We don't really have unions here, or if we do, they're what's the technical term? They're very nerfed. Um, but so so I'll be working for a mental health counseling private therapy practice. Um, and it is an LLC, like it's a business owned by someone I know. I'll be working in her practice. There is a counselors association of which I am a part. Um, but this is a good point. Oh, Avenged Sevenfold, the band. Oh. Okay, okay. I'll have to brush up on I've heard of them, but I didn't know the abbreviation. Cool, cool. Hey, cool. This makes me happy. Making Kristen laugh makes me smile. So the corn square cake goblin stuff we're trying. Is that what it looked like when you put caramel on it? Corn cake goblin? Corn square cake goblin? What's a lamington? Mom says I'm making lamingtons. What's that? Yes, Ms. Dragon, I would love for you to make potato salad. I love potato salad. I do. It's a problem. There's so many different ways to make it too. Like you can like I've had it like with a lot of dill and dill pickle. I've had it sweeter, I've had it not so sweet. There's all kinds of variation. And there's German potato salad, which is a totally different take on it. We do, don't we? We pronounce hamburger wrong. We say hamburger. It's probably supposed to be hamburger, right? I'm guessing. I'm guessing. I don't know. Oh, cool, Janet G. Janet G says, I went gathering feathers in our game bird aviary today. You have an aviary? That's so cool. I sent about 30 feathers to my 6-year-old nephew, including peacock, pheasant, guinea fowl, and duck. He's so excited for this collection. That's really cool. I love that. I love that. Different bird feathers are really, really cool. They can be really, really pretty, especially peacock. Like, I bet that's gorgeous. Your grandma took everyone into Crafty Wit that does stuff like that. Oh, and there goes my internet. I'm back. Can't think of a better name, says, "Nah, be prepared to fart other people's faces off with the chili." Yeah, that's possible. Janet, you make cheesecake? My my brain just, like, short-circuited, actually. Cheesecake is amazing. I feel like I can't say anything else. That's awesome. Cheesecake is amazing. Oh, okay. You know what? This is a good point, Sandy Wendy. When I'm thinking of what is American food, food of Native Americans would be traditional American food. I guess that makes sense because they would have eaten whatever was available on the land or whatever was, around. So probably corn would be something, fish, that kind of thing. Aw, thanks, Mo Love. Thanks for helping me remember to say the YouTube things. If you're enjoying hanging out here, make sure so you're subscribed and notifications and like the video and all that stuff. Thank you, Mo Love. I appreciate that. About the cheesecake. Mine is artery clogging or the potato salad maybe, or the cheesecake. I'll bring the defibrillator. Wow. Your mom also wanted to take in all your friends too. That's really cool. Like, that's really awesome. I had a friend whose mom was like that too. And, like, they kinda did the little they kinda, like, sometimes, like, moved over into, like, the being, like, friends with your kids kind of thing, but it was needed by a lot of us. So I dig it. I get it. Thank you. I take that as a compliment for sure. I recorded a video reading the criteria for narcissistic personality disorder, and I attempted to do it in kind of a soothing voice. So that's as far as I've attempted to do any, like, ASMR. I didn't label it that, though. I just labeled it, "This is the diagnostic criteria for narcissistic personality disorder." Um, I like listening to ASMR, like, it helps me sleep, and, or if I'm really anxious and really worked up about something, it helps me, like, calm down sometimes. So I take that as a major compliment. And I thought about like trying to do some content like that on purpose, but I think I probably need to get a better microphone. This one's okay, but it kind of like flips out when you get in too high of a register. Although I guess in ASMR, you're just talking really low and really like soft and, almost kind of breathy, but not quite. But people have really strong feelings about ASMR, like the whisper versions. Like, some people love whispered videos and some people hate it. Some people hate whisper videos with like viscerally. KM, I just realized why I feel my anxiety fade with listening to you. You have a jazz voice or ASMR. Thank you. I'm glad if I can do that, that's awesome. That makes me happy. I'm so glad. Thank you for telling me that. That's really kind. Anyone up for a funny story? Yeah, always. Always. We love funny stories around here. Story time. All right, we got parts. We got parts to the story, y'all, but it's okay. I'm suitably behind in the chat, so that's awesome. Sorry, I just saw about the cornbread gremlin corn cake of grossness. I love your turn of phrase, Mo. That makes me happy. That's awesome. Okay, funny story from Janet G. Anyone remember the TV series Golden Girls? Well, if you do, we all loved Betty White, right? I sure did. She was awesome. She was a treasure. She was a national treasure. 2, we all know that Betty White, Rose always referred to her days at St. Olaf. Anyone remember this? I'm not sure, although Slow Morrison does remember. And Mo Love, I see your question. I'm definitely going to come back to it. Well, I mentioned to a friend that my grandmother was the president of St. Olaf College for 20 years. Wow, she just about choked on her coffee and said, "Wait, that's a real college? Look at this, you guys." Warren Shell says, "I went to college there." So clearly it is. She couldn't stop laughing and said she thought she needed medical help. That's awesome. Not only is it a real college, okay, so Janet G, your grandfather was the president there for 20 years, and Warren Shull went to college there. I wonder if Warren went to college there while Janet G's grandfather was president there. Wouldn't that be cool small world stuff, you guys? That would be so cool. That would be so cool. And what if they met each other? And what if you guys met each other and you never knew? Wouldn't that be neat? All right. Mo Love, I'm going back to your question. Mo Love says, I have a question for everyone. Question: should I confront my friend and tell her that the name she is planning to give her daughter is a racial slur? Ooh, ooh. And I think you added some other details in the chat. So I want to make sure to gather that here too. For some reason, no one outside of America knows that it's a racial slur. So, so it's a racial slur in other countries, but not in the United States. Is that, am I gathering that correctly? I tend to agree here with what Miss Sunrise Dawn is saying. Your friend needs to know. Yeah. So Milov says she's American, and I don't think she knows the history of behind the word and its current use, still used in a degrading way. And people have fetished this race of people and don't know the history. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I think she probably needs to know. Um, I think that there's a way to approach it. Uh, I don't wanna play the guessing game of the racial slur, because it's probably not my place to use it, but if your friend is if your friend is about to name her daughter something and she doesn't realize that it means something like that in another country, I tend to agree that your friend needs to know that that's what it means somewhere else. I think there's a gentle way to approach it with her though. I think, rather than like just popping off with like, "Hey, that's a bad idea for a name." I think you could start with like, "Hey, I know that sounds nice to you, but did you know that it means this in this country?" I think that probably she has no idea. Probably she has no idea. Um, I can't imagine she would. Hey, someone just popped their head up I haven't seen yet. Savage Warrior 71, good to see you. The Atrix streaming desktop microphone is really good quality for ASMR and more. Cool. I will take a look at that. I will definitely take a look. The only problem, so when I have tried to do ASMR style calming videos before, sometimes I put myself to sleep. Like reading the criteria for the narcissistic personality disorder, I did almost put myself to sleep. Not because I think my voice is so calming to me or anything, because it's my own voice, it doesn't work that way for me, but, just reading through something I've read a million times before, like, very slowly and methodically, kind of like a self-hypnosis of sorts. It looks like Warren and Janet G are figuring out if they overlapped in the small world story. Super duper cool. Oh, okay. So the one that was so Janet G's grandfather died before you were born, so y'all wouldn't have been there necessarily at the same time. Oh, okay, okay, I do know, okay. I have heard this, and, actually, I didn't know it was a racial slur either until my husband told me. I had no idea. Um, like, there are songs with this word in it, there are I think in the United States, it doesn't have that connotation, but I feel like what is it? It's correct me if I'm wrong, it's considered a slur for the Romani, right? I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I apologize. But I think it's reasonable to ask, "Hey, did you know that it means" I know it sounds nice to you in the United States, and I know there are songs with this in it, but did you know that it means this somewhere else? I mean, and then if she chooses to still use the name, that's up to her, but, um, I think if your intentions are good, then that's, what matters. You're just saying, "Hey, just so you know, it means this here." I think that that's I would want my friend to tell me that. Like, if I were getting ready to name my child something that meant something horrible in another country, I would want them to tell me, but that's just me. Oh, wow. Over there in the other country, the fact that that they live in the same word family, that's pretty meaningful. Yeah, if I were your friend, I'd wanna know. Oh, look, more small world stuff with Janet G. My cousins went there. My cousin's sons went there about that time, last name Mellon, and Warren knows them. What? I'm the year between them. What just happened, you guys? This is the coolest thing in the world to me. So wait. Janet G's cousins went to school with Warren. Holy that's so cool, you guys. That's so cool. I think they were both physics majors. I did more than half that and switched to pure math. Yeah, you and I have talked about this, Warren. I still need to watch the video about what gets people involved in math. And actually, I still have it pulled up. I just didn't get a chance to watch it today because I was working all day and then kid stuff and then walking the dog. But I have it on my list. I do. I did not forget. I think this is so cool, you guys. That's awesome. Small world stuff. Hey, Carrie Ann, it's so good to see you. Thanks for stopping by to hang out and say hello for a little bit. Let's see. I fell asleep to the narcissistic personality disorder and then video and then came back to finish it. It was soothing. Awesome. That was my goal. That was my goal is I don't know. I had been I'm still like sort of doing a little bit of my own deep dive into that particular personality disorder. And usually when I am like renewing my knowledge in a diagnosis or a topic, that's where I start. I just start with the DSM, like, okay, how would you diagnose this? What would you have to see? So I'm reading it anyway. So it's kind of like, well, I'll just read it aloud to someone and maybe someone will find it interesting or sleep and either way, win-win. Yeah. Thanks. I'm glad that you felt comfortable asking for input, Mo. I do. I am. Thank you for your help, everyone. I know it in my heart that I should tell her, but I didn't want her to do that. Yeah, I think if you approach it with, the attitude of a friend who wants the best for your friend and has good intentions, I think that's what matters, right? I love seeing the small world kinda interaction that just happened here tonight. This is so cool. Like, I'm nerding out right now. This is so awesome. This alone was worth starting a channel and doing lives, you guys. And also getting to know everybody here, Actually, like, I think this is just another example of, like, people connecting, and it's another way for people to connect, and y'all might have connected some other way, but maybe not, and that's kind of, I guess, the magic of what this platform, what this YouTube thing can be used for. I think it's pretty cool. All right, crafty witch, sleep. If you're going to sleep, then sleep tight. Have a good night. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with us. Sorry if your husband poked and prodded you to force you into it, but I'm glad you're here and I'm glad to get to know you better. And your chihuahua is adorable. Talking about names, there was a name used regularly as a sign in Germany, swastika. I don't know if I can say it out loud. Like, well, if I say it out loud, will the video get buried? I don't know. Like, I'm not big enough for it to matter that much, but I'm just curious. I'll have to look into that. Some Indian people from the USA use it as a regular first name. Really? That's interesting. Okay, so I did have the group of people it was offensive to, correct. That's what I thought. Oh, wow. They work that's the cousins that Warren went to school with. That's wild. That's so cool. They work for Google now. Well, a friend of ours used to work for Google, but he doesn't any longer. I'm not sure what years he worked there, though. So, I don't know, there could be some there too. Yeah, I think it has moved. It used to not. I feel like people didn't used to be considered this, but I feel like in recent years, it's changed and people have started to consider it a slur here as well. Um, I don't know that they always would have. Like you can still hear it in like, it's still in a lot of pop music and stuff, like, especially from the '70s. Are you going to bed, Mo love? Well, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for chatting with us. I loved hearing about your experience with cornbread for the first time. That was super cool. That made it really, really fun to relearn about cornbread and find renewed excitement about what that food is. Thanks for being here, Mo. We appreciate you. Have a good night if you're going to sleep. Oh, and thanks for censoring the word. Yes! Worlds just collided. Super cool, super cool. 6 degrees of separation. Yep, Mon. You're right, you're right. Like, there are people I've come across on YouTube that, like, I found out, like, oh, I actually lived in the same city as them, like, for a time. But, like and the cities weren't and it wasn't necessarily that big, and I'm like, guarantee I was in the same traffic as that person. It probably flipped them off in traffic at some point. Or some because Dallas Fort Worth traffic is horrible. So, I just small world stuff is really interesting and really fun to me. It's really cool. Well, you know what the G in my name stands for. I carry my grandfather's last name, says Janet G. Oh, I didn't know this. Mon says the version that is used in India as the other direction, and it's thousands of years old. I was not aware of this. I didn't know. I didn't know that. Wait. Okay, we're still figuring out like who is who. Melon doesn't start with a G. Well, they're cousins. They're cousins. So they might not have the same. Oh, correct, miss, but sometimes this poor lady couldn't get a taxi for her first name. Wow. Like, people couldn't get a taxi for her first name? You mean, like, people who heard her first name and the taxi didn't wanna come pick her up? Is that what you mean? Maybe I'm not following. But I can say yes, sometimes people do suck. Miss says, "I've only been in a taxi once in my life. Can you say sheltered?" Taxis aren't all they're cracked up to be. I mean, sometimes they're easier than a subway, but the subway's cheaper, and sometimes it's not gonna get you through traffic any faster. Um If I've been to New York City a couple times, and most of the time the subway is faster, but you have to plan it, you have to know where you're going and when. Um, I guess it depends on the taxi, but I think taxis are overrated in general. In general. Oh, wow. So we're learning new stuff today. Bridget Alexander said, "Mo love, I actually didn't know, and I've been through trainings and such myself for government work in the past." Yeah, that's something that I feel like I need to look into more because I didn't know that that word was considered a slur in a lot of places until, like, maybe the past 6 months, because there are a couple songs that are titled that have that in the lyrics that I would just sing along to without thinking, and my husband one day was like, "Oh, that's too bad, it's a slur," and I'm like, "What? I didn't know that." So, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's regional or something like that. Oh, I caught what you meant, miss. I caught what you meant. I don't know. I just caught it. It's good. It's good. Small world. My mind is blown, friends. All right. Mind is blown. We can pack up. No, we can hang out a little bit longer if y'all want to. Um, you worked at Google too, Sandy Wandy? That's right. I think you've mentioned that before. Okay, okay, more small world stuff. Did you work at Google at the same time that Janet's cousins worked there, who went to college with Warren? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool if I mean, that's funny small world stuff for sure. Oh, yeah, over 26 plus views, what? 26 plus people thought they'd come hang out and listen to us talk about cornbread and small world stuff. Hey, Janet G, and if you'd never decided to tell your, like, several part or no, it was Miss Sunrise Dawn was telling the no, Janet was telling the several part story about Betty White and the the Golden Girls, we wouldn't have found this out. So if you ever are hesitant to tell a funny story, go ahead and tell it because you never know. You never know what you're gonna find out and where that's gonna lead, you know? So cool, so cool. All right, Goosebump, have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with us. I appreciate you. Appreciate you being here. The one time I was in a taxi, says Miss Dragon, I was with my mother and my brother in Seattle, and I thought I was gonna die. What was wrong with it, miss? Were they a bad driver? You rode one in NYC, and it was terrible. I like, I feel like I rode enough of them. No one of them stands out really. Like, no one individual taxi ride stands out. Like, they all kinda blur together. But, like, I've been on taxis and on, like, subways and stuff in different cities too. For some reason in my head, the Washington DC subway was the cleanest, but that was when I was, like, 13. That was a long time ago, so I don't know if that's still the case. Oh, wow. Unused gift cards, huh? Sorry, my computer is, like, slow to put the chats up. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on here. It froze, y'all. Am I still here? Can y'all still see me? Or is my computer just let's try this. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I hope y'all can still hear me, but it's not letting me put chats up all of a sudden. Maybe just because 'cause I'm here. Am I back? That was weird. I apologize. Hello. Apologies. I think my internet just disconnected momentarily, you guys. So I apologize. I apologize about that. Um, but unused gift cards, huh? I hope they are I hope they're good unused gift cards. I hope there's something you would enjoy. I mean, or if you don't want them, I know a lot of people that will sell gift cards on eBay for just a little bit less than the cost of it just so they can get the cash. Or they give them away as gifts too. Oh, this is really sad. They refused to pick the lady up because of her name. That's awful. That's awful. No. More super, super small world. It's not just that Warren and Janet's cousins went to college together, they were in a class together. Holy crap. Stefan and I took a software design class together, and his group wrote a chess program that beat me. Holy moly. That is so cool. That is so cool. We might be mixing the 2 G words. The one I know has it's like the one I think we're talking about is like if it's part of the sound is in the word Egypt, I think we're talking about. Oh, that's a good way to think of it. The unused gift cards, it's kind of like a gift from him. Like, "Hey, dinner on me." You know? That's nice. Miss Dragon says, "My oldest asked if he could get his teacher in trouble for calling him a Mick. I said, 'Probably not, since your name is McDaniels.'" Nice. Nice. Oh, I think I just got a message. Do, 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 do. Am I still frozen, you guys, or did I come back? You guys, I think she sent it a while ago, but Mary just sent me a funny meme on a messenger about work. Okay, and then I'm getting caught up. Everybody found that I was freezing. Oh, thanks, Slow Morrison. Come back. I need my KMA somewhere to fall asleep too. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you. I will never get tired of that. Hey, yeah, I hope you guys did talk amongst yourselves until I got back. Oh, you thought someone was talking about Janet's name. No, Janet's name is not a slur. The we think this is considered a slur towards the Romani in certain places. Oh, okay, yeah, and you thought when someone talked about naming their children, yeah, someone is talking about naming their child this. So, that's what the dilemma was about is, like, should she tell her that that's considered a slur in other countries? More probably a little bit here now too in the United States, but more so in other countries. Yeah, but I could see, like, there's a lot of back and forth and a lot of, different G words, so easy to get confused. I think it's pretty cool, like, 16 of y'all stuck it out through my, through my internet cutting out, and I do appreciate you. You guys are pretty great. You guys are pretty awesome. I'm just still, like, tickled over Warren and Janet finding out that Warren went to college with Janet's cousins because I don't know that I even like, Warren, I don't remember how you found my channel, so, like, if, like, you could remind me, um, maybe through one of the other channels I follow or something like that. A lot of the people that come hang out over here on my channel, I know through the lifeboat, um, but then there's a couple people that just kinda, like, found me in their recommended feed, which, like, boggles my mind a little bit, like, just in who's live at the time, um, or people that, have commented on other people's videos and stuff like that. Because I know you can do that, like, if you comment on a video, somebody can click your name if you have a channel, which I never thought about before. I didn't, but I am a commenter. I tend to comment on videos that I really enjoy, or that make me think, and I kinda have done that for a while because I'm actually more comfortable communicating written than I am speaking. Like, I I I gab here, but I feel like I express myself better in writing, so I tend to comment on things a lot. Oh, okay, cool. The karaoke for Black Horse and the Cherry Tree was the first one I saw. So you didn't necessarily find me through, like, any of the communities that Janet and I already shared. Like, y'all just collided through here and found out that y'all had, that these people in common that were in the same place. That's pretty cool. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Thank you. Thank you, Slow. If you mean my ASMR voice or if you mean something else, that's cool too. I'm not gonna assume you're talking about me. I'm not gonna have an ego here. Warren says, and you saw the older bear live stream pretty early. Yeah. Yeah. That was that one, I think, got a lot of participation because it's a hypothetical question and it was kind of going viral and stuff like that too. Janet, you got here via the ex Scientology stuff. So I think I think Janet and I both found Janet, correct me if I'm wrong. I found the lifeboat through Aaron Smith Levin growing up in Scientology's channel, which is the ex Scientology stuff. when Tommy Scoville collaborated with Aaron Smith Levin. Then I found the lifeboat that way, and then I met, like, almost everybody I know here from the lifeboat or, like, the channels that kinda rippled off of that. But then there are also people that come hang out here who, like, I've known for 20 years. Like, I don't know if he's still hanging out on the stream, but, like, Garrett Brown has known me for 20 years. So, um, I'm not, cross paths here. That's awesome. Oh, my screen is going black again. You guys, I should probably start wrapping it up soon because my internet is telling me I need to wind it down. But Miss Sunrise Dawn is sending me a picture of Jasper and bugs, and I can't skip that. That's important. Let's see. Let's get to my email, you guys. Do, 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 do. No, I can't tell you the password to my email. I'm sorry. Oh, Jasper and bugs. Mm. Oh, they're so cute. One of them looks like he's smiling. Oh, Jasper and bugs. They're too cute, Miss Sunrise Dawn. Thank you. Thank you for sharing them. All right, gotcha. The ASMR voice and the karaoke. So that's the content Slow Morrison is here for. So gotta tick that up. Luckily, I find those things very fun. So Warren, yes, via SPTV, but I'm a never in, just a supporter. Also through the lifeboat. Yeah, I am a never in as well. A lot of us are. My internet is getting tired. It's about that time to send everybody over to Cricket's channel. Uh-oh, it's not letting me post comments. That's what it was doing last time. It clicked out. Aw, Jasper looking at bugs. All right, you guys. Since the internet is getting tired, Miss says, I know sections of power. Texas had no power not too long ago, so the grid might be strained. I bet you're right. I bet you're right. Um, we've been okay where I am, but yeah, you're probably right, and probably Wi-Fi is being interfered with a lot too. Yeah, Slow Morrison, if you think I have an ASMR voice, definitely check out Miss Dragon's channel. She has her voice is so like it's like the ultimate soothing voice for me. Like it's just very it's it's awesome. I love Miss Dragon's channel. All right, Mon says good night. Have a good night. Well, for Mon, it's day, but sleep well, keep safe. Mon, you have a great rest of your day. And when it gets to be night for you, you sleep well as well. You're right, Slow. I've used my allotted interwebs. I have used my I have used my ration of internet. All right, guys. So I'm going to share a couple channels on here because that's what I do at the end of the night. Um, so y'all talk amongst yourselves or bear with me while I do that. Oh, look, it's catching up. It's catching up. Good night. Can't think of a better name. I'm glad you're here. I've been thinking about you. If you if you like prayers, then I've been sending the prayers. If you like good vibes, I've been sending the good vibes. But I've been thinking of you, just so you know. Let's see. Here is YouTube. This is the content you came here for, right? Is to listen to me blather on about like, oh, where is this item on my list? Okay, share, copy link. Have a great night, Janet G. Oh, you just got home and you're tired, Mon? Yeah, it's a good time to kick your feet up then and start winding down for the day, for sure. I probably I tend to do like I wind down for the day and then I ramp back up and then I wind down again. That's kind of how I operate most of the time. So that is the link to the lifeboat where I met most of you fine people and where I connected with most of you fine people. If you haven't checked it out, please go check it out. It's great. And then I'm also going to check for Chow Yun Smut's channel because, well, her name is Cricket and her channel name is Chow Yun Smut. And if you need more of the kind of like interacting with the chat connection vibe, please go over and check her out. She usually goes live in right about 4 minutes. So it probably won't be long. Um, she doesn't take off nights too often. So I'm fairly certain she's going to pop on any minute. Sometimes I run right up to it and share the direct link. But today I'm going to send you to her channel. Awesome. Awesome. Let's see. I'm going to catch up with people who have said things in the chat while I was getting links. Oh, thanks. You too, Blake Richardson. You take care too. I hope you have an amazing night as well. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. It makes me stoked anytime people show up here. Yeah, Mist is a cool person to talk to for sure. I know, right? Maya says Maya Cricket likes to always say that she goes live at random times, but her random times are pretty consistent. Like she's pretty consistent. I always think that's funny. Hey, yeah, Herman says swim on over, hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Hey guys. And I'll give it a minute. Y'all can finish connecting and finding one another. If you guys want to email me, my email address is kristenmelinda47@gmail.com. I know some people have been like, hey, I'm trying to connect with so and so. Can you give them my email address? I can do that. Or if you have ideas for topics for us to talk about, or if you want to come on the show and chat with me and like come on, on screen with me, that's great too. One of these days, I'll figure out how to set that up so that we can just kind of do that off the cuff. But I'm still learning the YouTubes. So thank you guys so much for being here. And I will Herman 2024 for president. Heck yes. I'm gonna make signs, you guys. I'll make at least one t-shirt. Herman 2024. Heck yes. Herman 2024. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I am incredibly privileged to know all of you and get to talk with all of you and get to interact with you. Um, Thanks for being here. I'll be back and I'll see you over on Cricket's channel, Chow Yun Smut. Or if I don't see you there, then I'll see you tomorrow on one of the other places we tend to congregate. Y'all have a great night. Take care.